Fix this. We need to remedy this now because we've won Pennsylvania and we want every vote to be counted in a fair way.
That right there marked the beginning of former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi's support for Donald Trump's effort to overturn the 2020 election, despite there being no evidence of fraud. While Rudy Giuliani was the face of the Trump campaign's effort to overturn the election results in Pennsylvania and was ultimately disbarred for his actions there, new reporting in the Washington Post sheds light on just how much Pam Bondi was a driving force behind the campaign's claims in a key swing state. The Post reporting that Bondi, quote, made unfounded allegations about evidence of cheating, fake ballots, and in private huddles with other campaign advisors, she discussed legal strategies to challenge the results in a state Joe Biden ultimately won by 80,000 votes. The Post adds, quote, Pennsylvania officials from both parties say there were consequences to her actions, arguing that Bondi spread misinformation that helped wreak long-lasting damage to the electoral system. One city official received anti-Semitic threats immediately after Bondi accused him of trying to intimidate Republican observers of the ballot count. It's that kind of loyalty that Bondi showed to Trump that made her his choice to be the top law enforcement officer in the country. Joining me on set, former top State Department official, MSNBC political analyst Rick Stengel. Mark and Michael are both back with us. Mark Elias, really no wonder that Pam Bondi was a natural choice for Trump to be AG. She was there for the first wave of the big lie.
Yeah, look, the one thing we know about Donald Trump is that he cares about election denialism more than anything else. It is the one irreducible minimum. If you look at every person who Donald Trump has appointed to almost every office, they are an election denier. It's the one, like I said, it's the gating entry. So it's Pam Bondi as the Attorney General. It is Kash Patel as the FBI director. But it is also the person he has nominated for other cabinet positions that have nothing to do with justice. So he is going to insist that everyone at the RNC, everyone in his political orbit, everyone in the White House, everyone who is a political appointee is committed to the big lie about 2020, because that is what he cares most about. Look at how you began the hour with Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren. And who is he threatening with criminal prosecution? The people who told the truth about January 6th and about the election in 2020.
Michael Steele, I want to read you just a little bit more from the Washington Post about what Pam Bondi did on November 4th, 2020. So that's the day after the election. Quote, Bondi and Lewandowski drove together to Philadelphia. When they first urged Giuliani to come to Philadelphia, he was initially unsure that was the best place to wage Trump's battle to hang on to power. But Bondi and Lewandowski kept calling. Eric Trump insisted. So she was involved, Michael Steele, in convincing Giuliani to join their efforts in Pennsylvania. What does that tell you?
Well, the idiocracy is alive and well. I mean, look, these folks have their own game plan, very much to Mark's point, which is about securing an opportunity to prosecute a case which only they believe. The facts do not bear out. 60 courts, federal courts, denied their allegations. Secretaries of states and recount after recount after recount in places like Arizona and Michigan and elsewhere showed that there was no fraud. They still need suckers to prosecute the case. Giuliani in that moment probably still had a scintilla of rationality left and said, well, I don't know if this is really a good idea. No, we're all on board because this is where Donald Trump wants us to go. This is what we're going to do. And that's the problem that the rest of us have to contend with in how we've been talking about this hour, is the fact that these people are now being offered up for positions of power and authority over our government to use our institutions of justice and the rule of law against those who only did their job as constitutionally ordered in with respect to January 21st, January 6th in 2021, and of course the election of 2020 itself. So, you know, I don't know how else we cut this. I mean, this is like a brown paper wrapping. It is so plain. It is so obvious what it is. And yet we still have people out here thinking that Pam Bondi is going to be the best kind of attorney general for us, and Kash Patel is going to be a great FBI director and so forth. No, they're not there for us. They're there for Donald Trump, period. And we need to understand that and know there are consequences that come from it.
Rick.
Well, I agree with everything that's been said. I just want to make a couple of larger points. Weak leaders prize loyalty. Strong leaders want diversity. Strong leaders want different opinions. Weak leaders want the opinion echoed back to them. Pam Bondi should be, on paper, someone who would be eligible to be Attorney General. She's an Attorney General in another state. But she's an election denier. If there's a single thing that should be disqualifying from being the chief law enforcement officer of the United States, it's being an election denier. But as Mark said, that is the litmus test of loyalty that he depends on and needs. And the even larger point is, and I just hope the American people see this, he's appointing heads of cabinet departments who are against the entire premise of the cabinet department that they are heading. That's the Defense Department, the Justice Department, maybe even the State Department. I'm not sure the American people want that. So these are people who not only have not run large entities, they're people who disagree with the mission. And that's a dangerous thing in a republic, in a constitutional republic that depends on these institutions.